wabarakatuh, ladies and gentlemen. I am Muhammad Zakif and you are watching Metro TV show. So today we will be talking about COVID-19. To better understand this event, we will talk with Dr. Shah as a frontliner during this global health crisis, and then we'll talk with Sir Rashid as a teacher from SMK Sheikh Sirajuddin, and lastly we will talk with Mr. Adam as a factory worker at a Sonic factory in Penang.
Hi everyone.
So Dr. Shah, I have a few questions to ask you. Firstly, are some people at risk for getting very sick with a COVID-19?
The disease cause can differ between people. Some people have no symptom, some will get mildly ill, and others will get severely ill and even die. A well-known risk factor for severe disease is older age. In addition, people who have certain underlying disease, such as chronic kidney disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD, have received an organ transplant, are obese, have serious heart disease, sickle cell disease or diabetes, are at increased risk for severe illness.
Okay, Dr. Shah. So, secondly, how does COVID-19 affect for children? Can you tell us about that?
Although we have learned that children of all age can become sick with COVID-19, most children don't become as sick as adults. However, in children, a multisystem inflammatory syndrome appears to be linked with COVID-19. This is a condition where different parts of the body become inflamed, including the heart, lungs, kidneys, brain, skin, eyes, or gastrointestinal organs. Children with this syndrome may have fever and various symptoms including belly pain, vomiting, diarrhea, neck pain, rash, bloodshot eyes, or fatigue. We are still learning about this syndrome.
Okay. So, how often and after what activities should you cleanse your hands?
Wash your hand with soap and water at least 20 seconds after going to the bathroom, before eating, after blowing your nose, coughing or sneezing, or after touching a surface or object potentially contaminated with the novel coronavirus.
Okay, I know that. Okay, as you know, social distance is very important to us and we must follow the SOP. So what is a social distance and will it help for us?
Social distancing is a term that applies to action taken by public health officials to stop or slow the spread of a highly contagious disease. Social distancing measures restrict where people can gather in order to stop or slow the spread of infectious disease. Such measures include limiting large groups of people coming together, closing buildings, and cancelling events, as well as deliberately increasing the physical space between people to avoid contracting an illness. Staying at least 6 feet away from other people lessens your chance of catching this virus.
Okay, Dr. Shah. Lastly, I want to ask you, if I have a symptom of COVID-19, what should I do?
The symptoms associated with this virus are not any different than symptoms associated with other virus. So you can tell from your symptoms alone whether you have this specific virus. other viruses that are circulating at this time, like influenza virus and adenovirus, can cause similar symptoms. If you think you have symptoms of COVID-19, call your healthcare provider for your advice and stay put. You don't want to infect anyone else. If you severely ill or have emergency warning signs, seek care immediately. Examples of emergency warning signs including very severe difficulty breathing, persistent pain or pressure in the chest, mucus or unexplained frozziness, blue lips or face.
Okay, next. We will ask a question to one of the frontliner of this country. So as you know, his name is Sir Rashid. Sir Rashid, now all of things is online. So what are your biggest concern about online teaching?
Okay, thank you to the moderator. Okay, my biggest concern is the difficulty in catching up students who are not submitting homework online. At school, I can stop them, question them, and help them, and come to a solution with the issue. Online, they can evaluate you by ignoring you. My other major concern is the inequity across the state. Some students might not have internet at home or have to share a computer with sibling. Maybe they share a bedroom or living space to do their work. Some students don't have a camera or video option on their computer or a scanner. Learning from home will not suit every household and definitely will not suit the disadvantage.
Okay, Sir Rashid, how much work has it been moving your class online?
Okay, thank you to the moderator. Okay, for question number 2, it has been an enormous workload to move class online. I don't think I have ever worked so hard. I can honestly say that in the first 2 weeks, I was working from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. every night, as well as being online for each class every day with full teaching load. Not only preparing work, but checking attendance and homework for each student and ringing home for defaulter took up the majority of the time. Scanning exam paper and sending them to student one at a time for senior class is an added effort as well. It is trying to do the same as what is done in a physical classroom, but moving all this process online just increase the workload immensely. Actually, I miss seeing the student face. The better the fun in the classroom. It is certainly easy teaching face to face as well.
Okay. Oh, lastly, Sir Rashid, what was it like working at school when the coronavirus outbreak had hit Malaysia?
Okay, for the last question, it was frightening working during the peak time of COVID-19. Everyone around me was working from home to flatten the curve and keep us all safe, but some reason teachers were an exception to the rule. I have always been proud to be a teacher, but I did feel that finally teachers were being acknowledged for their commitment and hard work. People cannot fathom the amount of work that goes into teaching unless they are a teacher themselves or live with a teacher. Parents, to some extent, they had to become a teacher at home, monitoring and motivating their child to do work. This gave them a small glimpse into what the job entailed. The impression was nice feeling.
Okay, lastly, we will ask a question to Mr. Adam as a factory worker at Sonic Factory in Penang. So, Mr. Adam, what are the challenges faced by employees in facing the threat of COVID-19?
Okay, thank you to the Mr. Moderator. Okay, among the main challenges of worker in the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic are job loss or retrenchment, unpaid wages or loss of income, and need to get used to the culture of working from home. The drastic action of employers who had to lay off workers while not being able to pay salary because of the operation of the premise had to be closed in order to reduce their losses. As the result, workers in the manufacturing or industrial sector, construction, service, and as well as those who working day wage are among those who are receiving this unfortunate fate. Although some sectors are allowed to operate, limited and contract business opportunity cause employer to think of option to reduce operating costs. Okay, another big challenge for employees at this point is having to work from home. Ironically, the concept of work from home is still considered something new in our country. It has not become a culture among employers or workers in this country. So when we are suddenly asked to do work from home, then each one start to get anxious and just want to adapt to the culture. We need to be clear that not all types of work can be done from home. For example, workers in the manufacturing sector must not be able to do anything from home. They need to be in factory and in front of machine and machinery to carry out their scope of work. For those who can work from home, especially in the scope of management and administration, as well as work involving computer and information technology, although they can do work from home, but they need to be provided with the necessary facilities such as computers and the internet.
Okay. And last question I want to ask you. Did a government not help the workers who faced the financial crisis during COVID-19?
Okay, as the worker, I am very thankful to God that the government helped the workers who suffer this certain fate. The government has introduced several initiatives to encourage employers to retain employees. Otherwise, the number of laid-off workers will continue to increase drastically. It should be remembered that the workers who received this misfortune were from the low-income B40 and medium M40 category, and they lost their income in total. Thus, their life today are seen as critical and alarming. This is because the group usually does not have an emergency savings fund, because their life all this time are like as all Malay saying goes, kais pagi makan pagi, kais petang makan petang. Honestly, the unemployment rate is expected to rise sharply after the pandemic is over.
Okay. So, I want to thanks to Dr. Shah for give us important knowledge about COVID-19 and the tips to avoid from COVID-19. And I very thanks to Sir Rashid and Mr. Adam because join us on a TV show. And lastly, I hope you guys can follow the SOP and stay at home. Thanks to all who are watching this show. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.